Hello and welcome back to another Doctor Who figure review. In today's Doctor Who figure review, I'll be taking a look at the Earthshock pack containing two androids, the Fifth Doctor and the Cyber Bomb. So the way this video is going to work is I'm going to take a look at the packaging, do the articulation in detail for the figures, and then do my usual comparison comparing it to the other Fifth Doctor figures and how character options have made these new lovely androids for the Fifth Doctor shelf. So without further ado, let's dive straight into the packaging, then let's move on to the... Taking a look at the packaging for the Earthshock set, so we've got the traditional Star Guide packaging motif there, with the great window box displaying all the figures there and the accessory of the lovely Cyber Bomb. The scale of the figures, 5+ character options. The back there containing prototype images of the figures and what the set includes. Sadly, we've lost the bios, what was on the Sensorites and Keys Amara set. The card insert for this set is a great little display piece for this set, as it is essentially the sort of tunnels where the Cyber Bomb is. We've got the TARDIS there, and it works very well sort of to the climactic moments of the end of part 1 and the start of part 2, so it's a great little display piece for the androids and the Fifth Doctor and the Cyber Bomb. The first figure we'll be kicking off this review with is the Fifth Doctor. Now this is a strange figure to include, I guess, in the Earthshock set. It's not what you expect really. You expect either an Adric or a Cyberman, but here we have another variant of the Fifth Doctor with a little bit of a muddy arm there to show that he's been rolling around and to give the illusion that he's been trying to deactivate the Cyber Bomb. So let's take a look at the articulation, then the detail for this Fifth Doctor figure. Articulation wise for the Fifth Doctor, so we have the standard Fifth Doctor articulation. The head can move side to side. The arms can do a full 360-degree turn. Bicep swivel, what can do a 360. Bend at the elbow, 360 at the wrist. And of course we do have waist articulation, but it is incredibly stiff and is hindered by the coat. The legs can kick out and again move to a side, but again hindered by the coat slightly. And of course we do have thigh articulation and of course bend at the knee. Detail wise for the Fifth Doctor, so we take a look at the paint apps on the face. So the head sculpt is done very well. We've got a sort of a dark sort of blonde base coat with a black wash over it to really help accentuate the hair detailing. You can see the sculpting detail, the individual hair strands there, and I think that black wash really gives the hair a sense of depth and gives it that nice realistic look to it, which I really do like. You can see sort of the way the hair sort of scoops over and sort of the side parting there, and even Peter Davison's little sideburns on the side of his face. So again, great attention to detail, very nice sort of crisp paint apps. In terms of the details on the face, very much the traditional sort of B&M paint apps for the Fifth Doctor, very similar to how it was on the Caves Androzani TARDIS set there. Not much to say, but again, very nice, clean, crisp paint apps. Costume wise, if you own the Visitation Fifth Doctor TARDIS set, then you're basically getting exactly the same costume sort of paint apps, minus the hatted head, but with now the sort of traditional Fifth Doctor head, I guess. So the coat has now been moulded in that beige colour instead of being painted beige. So we've got the nice red piping all along the jacket there. Again, very nice detailing, and again on the pockets and the sort of cuff of the jacket, and again at the back of the coat there. Again, we have the Fifth Doctor celery, which has been lovely replicated there. You know, nice sort of crisp green, which really does make the figure pop. The actual shirt done very well. We have the question mark on the collar of the shirt there, and the nice sort of red inside the shirt there. The button hasn't been painted, which is accurate, and the jumper again very accurate. I praised the Fifth Doctor TARDIS set one because it was the most accurate Fifth Doctor costume we've seen in the character options line, and this again has the same complements. We have the brown top line of the jumper, which is very accurate, and again we have that great woolen texture, very nice clean paint apps like I said. And you've got this slight sort of indentation of where the sort of elastic waist of the bottom of the jumper is. But the main difference is the arm, as you can see, has been muddied up to give the illusion that the Fifth Doctor has been reaching in there to try and deactivate the Cyber Bomb. And I have to say, mine doesn't look too bad. I've seen a lot more messier ones where it just looks like his whole arm's been covered in sort of oil. But yeah, it seems like a variant for the sake of being a variant, and it works. It works all right, really. It's just a bit of an odd variant to have of the Fifth Doctor, because we've pretty much exhausted the Fifth Doctor's sort of costume variants there. But yeah, a nice little bit of mud detailing there. It's sort of a little bit reminiscent to how he was in the Caves Androzani in a way, but it looks okay. Again, we've got the buttons on the coat there. Again, very nice. The trousers have been moulded in that sort of nice white and then painted with the season 19 and 20 look of the trousers. paint apps are fairly crisp on there, pretty good sort of detailing, and again that creasing effect to give it a lifelike effect. And much like the arm, the trousers has been given that sort of muddy wash to give the illusion that he's been running around the tunnels, and again that's on the shoes as well, got the nice little detailing of the shoes there. Again, I do quite like it on the shoes, gives that sort of sense of realism, but it doesn't quite work on the arm as much, but I think it's just a light splattering on his arm compared to his trousers. But yeah, don't mind it, to be honest. It's an interesting choice, let's say the least. So doing a quick comparison to other 5th Doctor figures, so this is the Castrovalva one, the 11 Doctors one, the Earthshock 5th Doctor, and of course we have the Visitation B&M TARDIS. So you can see straight away the difference in the paint apps, how the paint apps have been sort of simplified with this new Earthshock one. If I just get this one and compare it to sort of the traditional 5th Doctor variant, you can see that this B&M one has slightly more of a cartoon sort of finish compared to that sort of more realistic look. The hair is a lot more different. You can see that black wash does sort of highlight the sculpting a little bit more compared to the original release. We don't have the red button there, so this makes it very accurate. And of course, costume wise, this has the red and blue line, whereas this has the brown and black line, making it a very accurate interpretation of the 5th Doctor costume. And the celery is a lot more of a brighter green, a bit more healthy celery, so the 5th Doctor's had a fresh stick of celery for this one. And again, the jumper is this more crisp white instead of this more sort of beigey look to it, sort of a cream colour look on the original sort of 5th Doctor figure. And again, the coat has been moulded in that lovely beige colour instead of that sort of painted on, which is very nice. You can see the difference in the red paint apps there, which is pretty cool, but the main difference being sort of the muddy detail on the arm and of course the shoe. Moving down to the trousers for this figure, you can see that the red is a lot more of a darker red and a slightly more thicker lines compared to the other ones. Again, slightly has more of the muddy detail to reflect sort of the 5th Doctor situation in Earthshock. So that is just some of the differences for this figure. So yeah, very nice. If you've got the Visitation 5th Doctor, then you basically know what to expect with the paint apps for said figure. On to the final two figures now, which is the Android. So Android 1 and Android 2. So it's great to have a little bit more variety on the Davison shelf, and again this body is the Axon Man. 2021 is the year of the Axon Man body. Now if you have seen Earthshock, then you may notice that this is slightly inaccurate because there is one man and one woman, but sadly Character Options never produced an Axon woman, so we are stuck with two Axon men bodies to create these two cyber androids, which is fine personally. So we're going to take a look at the articulation and then the detail and little accessories these androids come with, and then conclude this review. The articulation for the android: the head can do a full 360-degree turn, the arms are ball jointed, and of course can do a full 360-degree turn, 360 at the bicep, bend at the elbow, of course we have 360 at the wrists, and then 360 at the waist. Legs can kick out because they're on a T-crotch joint and move ever so slightly forward, but are hindered by the sort of moulding of the legs. 360 at the thigh, and of course bend at the knee. Take a look at the detail for the androids. The detail is exactly the same for both figures, so I'm going to just do the detail for one of these. So the detail for the head is very nice. We've got this lovely glossy black finish to the mask itself, which looks very nice. I do like that. And we even have the slight indentation of the ear where the actor is, which I think is a lovely attention to detail by Character Options. We've got the sort of creasing detail there where sort of the mask would be tucked into the leotard. But the actual body itself, if you have the Vord, the Sensorite, the Rashton Warrior Robot, or the Axon Man and Sharash Jek, then you basically know what you're getting in terms of detail. That sort of creasing detail, we've sort of got the collarbone detail from the Axon Man there. Again, it's basically a bloke in a leotard detail, which is exactly what the android is, so it works very well. Again, creasing detail, the seams going along the arms, but we have these new hands, and as you can see, we have these sculpted in the sort of gun pose where they would fire out their sort of weapons, which is very nice, and that's done very nice. It's like sort of creasing on the palm of the hand, and the sort of axon. And the android does come with multiple pairs of hands, so we've got sort of an open palm, sort of neutral look where you have them sort of stalking the sort of crew, which is very nice. That is nice little attention. That comes with both figures, so you can interchange them and have them sort of in the distance in more of a neutral pose. But I've kept one in sort of the gun pose there, so you can see the sort of nice little gun sculpt there. and the other hand is slightly more open there. Again, very nice detail. Again, sort of creasing on the legs there, and on the bottom we do have slight sort of mud detail to show sort of them wandering around the tunnels in Earthshock. Again, a great little attention to detail, having that slight muddy detail to give it that lifelike effect. So accessory wise, like I said, this does come with multiple hands. Both do come with the neutral hand, so you can swap them over and you can interchange them just like this. So if I just remove the hand like so, and you can pop in the gun hand like so, if I can just do it on camera, and then if I can get it in like so, you can have the androids high-fiving when they kill Snyder. High five, we killed Snyder, and off they can go and patrol. So that is another accessory, but one of the main exciting accessories for this set is Cyber Bomb. Yes, for me, this is probably my favourite thing about this set. I love little accessories, and they did have to include it, but I really love the inclusion of this Cyber Bomb. So the paint apps, very nice, this lovely metallic silver finish. You can see it glinting in the light, which is wonderful. And we've got this lovely sort of 80s digital sort of alarm clock look, which looks lovely. And again, you've got the buttons painted on the side and the switches at the bottom. It's a lovely sort of grating effect. It all looks very 80s, and a nice sort of structure in the middle there with the bars. It is a hollow little piece of plastic, but it is a very solid bit of plastic and has got a bit of weight. So what are my overall thoughts on the Earthshock collector's set? Well, I think that it's a good set. I do like the inclusion of the androids. It adds a bit more variety to the Davison shelf. Of course, including the interchangeable hand, which is a nice little addition, and of course the accessory of the Cyber Bomb is a real highlight. Now, I can see a lot of people think that this set is a missed opportunity, with it not including Adric or, you know, even a Cyberman from Earthshock. But I think the problem with this is we've been spoiled, so we kind of expect the big ambitious things and forget that sometimes we do need to have sort of re-releases of figures and slight variants just so we can get the sort of budget on other figures. You know, even the Daleks, they're getting a little bit of work done, like the Mutant Scoop Dalek and the Planet of the Daleks. Daleks are now getting a bit of variety, because we thought the Daleks were the budget sets, but this set still has a lot of things to offer. Like I said, the androids and their various accessories, which is a great little addition, and I do like it. So I can see why a lot of people are disappointed, because we've been definitely spoilt with companions. And it would have been nice to include Adric, since, you know, Earthshock is renowned for the one where Adric dies and the Cybermen return. But yeah, I still think that it's a good set. I do think that this is probably the peg-warming set of the year for this wave. But I still think there's a lot to enjoy, and it's just a nice little set. I will say the androids are a little bit of a pain to stand up because the legs were slightly warped in the packaging, but they're nice little additions and work lovely against the backdrop for this set. So overall, I do like this set. I can see why people think that this is a missed opportunity, but what this set offers in terms of accessory wise, it definitely does make up for it, whether that be the hand or of course the Cyber Bomb. So thank you very much for watching this figure review. Hope that you've enjoyed it, so please do like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. There's plenty more Doctor Who figure related content coming up in the next few days, and I'll see you next time for the Evil of the Daleks review. So thank you very much, and goodbye.